Tippy time, my damies, Top Cat here and welcome back to the channel. Today I finally got my gold roll sudden death and I wanted to share it with you. At base, this aggressive frame shotty does 43,000, but with one melee it can jump up to 78k. For pure shotgun damage, trench barrel is king. When dealing melee damage, for the following next 3 shots within a 5-second window, we get 30% reload, 30 extra handling, but that big red dog is the 50% shotty damage increase. When running trench, we want to bump up the mag. I run appended, that's the dream, and then we bang on a backup mag to get us up to 6. That's going to give us 2 volleys of buckshots that fat boy is going to be pulling out with tweezers. Our hunter has access to the snare bomb. This will weaken for 15% and it lasts for 10 seconds whilst disorientating. We pair this with Facet of Dawn. This makes us radiant for 5 seconds when we land a powered melee. However, as our smoke bomb triggers multiple times, it will extend that radiant timer to 8 seconds with that 25% damage buff. But in the artifact this season we got Expanding Abyss. This is going to stack our void damage another 9% on weakened targets. This combo allows this special weapon to nearly drop a dungeon boss on base reserves, and he's got 2.3 million health. When stomping about, I like running that slow nade. This will help us close that gap on our foes. I'm 24 light under here in this lost sector, and these pricks can melt your face off upon approach. When throwing out our smoke bomb to activate trench barrel, we've got 5 seconds to use it, so don't feel rushed. Note also this combo gives us radiant, so we can burst through those barrier shields. Our slow dodge will stack up with that grenade to freeze unstopped. We get a DR buff, and when we slow targets we get a 300% class regeneration buff for 3 seconds. I like the Threaded Spectre. This strand clone is a bit of extra damage or a great distraction for enemies as you place pellets in their chins. Now this prismatic combo will pair beautifully with many of our exotic class items, so I don't want to pigeonhole you. But when we got a chunkier target to deal with, I really did enjoy the sealed Ahamkara grasps. Now whilst not made for every encounter, these can shine, as we all know it's reloads that cost us damage. The perk Nightmare Fuel mitigates this. When dealing melee damage, our currently equipped weapon is reloaded. This was busted back in the days with those 1-2 punch builds, so back in Shadowkeep they introduced it with a 5-second cooldown. This is why it's important to run appended mag and backup mags to get you up to 6 seconds so you can shoot yourself out of that 5-second window. I would recommend either yourself or an ally running tether to make the most of that Expanding Abyss. I like to think of this kit as a bit of a support one with a pair of big hairy balls. The combo still goes grenade, smoke, blam blam blam, but with Transcendence rebooting abilities faster than Spider-Man's, we can keep our targets weakened for well over 50 seconds. I'd recommend running Faceted Grace. One of our dodge shoot combos gets our Transcendence about 70% of the way, but this will help top us up. When defeating targets with kinetic weapons, we earn bonus Transcendence energy. I hard recommend Kinetic Tremors. We've got this on at least one of all our champ stunners this season. Now if you don't have, or until you get, other trench barrels shotties will work with this kit, but the sudden death was by far my favourite. But for any foe over 2 million in health, I would look at running the Legend of Acreus. This exotic heavy shotgun also runs 6 in the mag, and it also has trench barrel, so our same setup can be run. Against that Grasp Ogre, I emptied the mag for 3 million damage. It's very competitive 2-belling this dungeon boss, particularly when you consider I'm running a tether and not a traditional DPS super. There will be a dim link in the description down below, but feel free to pause here for all my mods, fragments, artifact and armor stats. This sudden death is getting slept on, guys. It's got synergy with Expanding Abyss and the artifact, and whilst it's S tier at champ stomping on the hunter, it's still going to be able to utilize whether you're using a bangle or a butt towel. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. What's your favourite void weapon this season? Make sure to thumb it if you dug it, sub if you're new, and as always, tippy tie my damies, what a tie.
But above everything, he's the most tip-top